Okay, everybody. What I want to do today is to talk about another form of divination. Uh, Obviously, you've seen me do Ouija board seances before, which is when you rely much more heavily upon the ideomotor effects or things happening in your own mind, which can affect either where you want to or feel the planchette wants to go, so you push it in that direction, or essentially your fingers move automatically because there's things going on upstairs, in your own mind's eye, which has an impact upon, the muscles in your fingers and in your arms themselves. When you're properly relaxed, you're holding your arms right, and so on and so forth. Now, the talking board, because that's what this is called, the word Ouija is a trade name. Some people say it comes from the German words for, German and French words for yes, but that's down to speculation. I personally feel we know it's a trade name, and it's a trade name which has given itself to this type of device. Full stop. Now, some people use one of these things. Again, you've seen me use it before. It is, of course, your dowsing pendulum. Dowsing pendulums are good fun. You can use them in terms of spiritualism when you're again exploiting forms of ideomotor effects, making the pendulum swing in one direction or another direction, or indeed to make little circles clockwise or anti-clockwise. And it's up to you. You build up your own code with the pendulum. But what some people try and do, and I think this can be effective, but it can also take a bit of time, is to combine the pendulum with the Ouija board, as if to say, come on, spirit or consciousness or ideomotor effect inside me or my higher self, show me which one of these letters is the one that you want me to think about. Let's say I is the one that comes out first. Maybe you would program yourself using your own auto-suggestion and all the rest of that, so that when you reach the letter I, bam, your pendulum will start doing some form of activity, which you would then be able to register through looking at the friendly thing, okay? That's one method, but it can be quite lengthy, and of course, it's a bit like rubbing your belly whilst patting your head, because there's the coordination of using one hand in a relaxed way, which is supposed to be connecting with your mind, whilst you're using the other arm and the rest of your body basically to move and select various different letters or numbers in different positions, hello, goodbye, yes or no, to spell out the message. So these things can be done, but some people have tried to make the whole thing more complex, okay, through designing special pendulum boards. And these special pendulum boards would have basically like maybe an arc or a circle with the letters and numbers all around them, and various and so on and so forth. And you design these things yourself, ideally, in my humble opinion, because then you can feel happier about knowing the positions of all the letters and all the numbers in your deep subconscious mind, okay, because that's where the magic happens when you're trying to do your forms of seances and spiritualism. You can still do it with a board like this as well, when you basically ask the pendulum to point to whichever particular letter you want it to go to. Let's say hypothetically it moves in that particular line, okay? So you can then slowly move your hand along, and you can tell the pendulum that you want it to make a different pattern when it goes over that letter. So let's say it's the Q, and you're over the Q now, maybe it'll then do a circle, okay? Obviously I'm not doing a spiritualist seance right now, I'm merely demonstrating the technique. Can still be quite lengthy, but it's a different state of mind, it's a different mood or energy with that particular form of skill. Now, what about with the use of the tarot? Now, all of the tarot cards represent some kind of energy, okay? That means thought, feeling, mood, the colors themselves, the planetary symbols, the elemental signs, the colors, texture, everything. I mean, the mood you get from that one particular tarot card is dramatically different from the mood you get from that particular tarot card. Basically, that's what it's all about. Well, let's say you wanted to use the pendulum to try and ascertain which particular tarot card you should be meditating upon. Maybe you want to try and divide the pack up, okay? So initially you divide it into 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, smaller numbers, you don't necessarily want to have all of the major arcana, the 22 cards around you. You could do that, or just all of the minor arcana, all of the 56 cards laid out in front of you, and then to use your pendulum with that. You can break up the deck into smaller quantities and see how you do with that. So you can start off by saying, higher consciousness of myself, do you want me to choose a card from this pack? No, okay, how about this one? This one? Okay, let's say the pendulum makes a movement when I tap that one. So what I do is I then put that lot away, and I then divide this one up into another 4. Just, cutting the deck as you would if you were playing a game of cards. Doesn't have to be, precisely accurate or in terms of numbers of cards. Right, then you put the pendulum over again and you say, which one of these would you want me to select? Higher consciousness of myself, which one of these packs do you want me to select? Is it this one? No. Is it this one? A bit of movement there. Okay, we'll keep that one and throw these 3 away and put that in the discard pile. Then with this one, you can think about how many cards we've got left. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Is that 4? Yeah, that's 4. So we are then, breaking it down to which particular card the pendulum wants me to meditate upon at this particular point in time, or my highest consciousness, wants me to think about. I mean, you could ask this in any possible way. You can say, which particular tarot card best expresses my energy today? Which one of these tarot cards best expresses the personality of my future lover? You can say, do anything. Which one of these tarot cards will express what will happen between my boss and myself on Monday morning when he finds out I haven't done my project properly? Whatever it is, so there you go. There's the 4 cards there. Which one of these cards, higher consciousness in myself, which one of these cards do you want me to select today? Please use the pendulum to be able to explain which one it is. Is it this one? This one? Some movement there, but not much. This one? No. So it's got to be this one, okay? So, oh dear. So that's actually a bad one for myself, because my boss on Monday morning is obviously going to look at me as if I'm a complete failure, because the 7 of this has come out. But on the other hand, that becomes open to interpretation. The card is upright, so that could mean something else depending upon your own system. It could mean that one door closes, another door opens, depending upon your system of interpretation of tarot. So I just wanted to show you that one particular method of using the pendulum combined with a tarot. I mean, you can design tarot spreads based upon that if you wished, okay? So if you wanted to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you could then ask the pendulum, I want to select 3 cards for a 3-card tarot reading, okay? And I'm going to choose the top card of these various decks. Which one do you want me to select? And maybe the pendulum will indicate that one and that one. So you then take that one, you then take that one, keep them in order or sequence, and let's say the pendulum then says that one, okay? So you can then choose that, and that's talking about eventual happiness and success, from a feeling that everything is okay, then a bit of a change, a bit of an emotional wobble maybe, leading to a feeling of knowledge and power, okay? So you've got your air signs, you've got fire signs, depending upon your system of interpretation and methodology and symbology and the rest of it, leading to this sort of like feeling of total success and achievement in the longer term future. Now, again, that's using a combination of different forms of divination technique. That's the pendulum, that's the tarot as well. Absolutely brilliant. Well, would there be a way of including, let's say, the Ouija and the tarot? Yeah, because what you could do is treat the cards that you select as being spirits in their own right. Okay? So what you can do is you select a card, select one at random. You're going to select that one. We got the Queen of Cups there. Queen of Cups, don't know if you can see that. I can't see the the screen on this thing. We could then treat that as being the spirit you want to connect with or communicate with. Okay? Then you got the Ouija board, and you can then ask the spirit which you're trying to connect with, which could well be in your subconscious mind. Okay, we have to accept the fact that there is a subconscious component to all this happening anyway, even when we're totally sure that the spirits exist, which of course we can't be, but never mind. And we can ask, we can invoke this or evoke this spirit and then see whether, we can get a message from a character that has a similar kind of personality, thoughts, mood or energy associated with the symbol that we're using. So this is how you can use a number of different techniques to achieve different results if you combine them creatively. Okay, you need to use your creativity in a big way to be able to bring about what you're looking for. This is about divination, it's about looking into your mind, and it's also about self-understanding and understanding of others.